Hello everyone, it is I, David, from the future. Again. Really, let's see, originally I was doing one long retrospective. This would have been part of the last video you watched, but now I'm splitting it up into two videos. I know that, so the last video you watched, the Demon Slayer retrospective part 1, that was filmed in like February 2023 and it is now April 2024, so more than a year ago, which explains why I have aged so significantly. Not really, actually. I just have been dyeing my hair for years, and yeah, I got a lot of gray. But we're keeping this super cash, and if you don't believe me, just look. I got my house pants on, my sweatpants. So, I'm gonna try and ramble a little less than I did in the last one, the Friday Night Funkin' retrospective part 2. I'm gonna try and do a little better. I got an improved battle station. I have a outline, which will hopefully keep me a little bit more on track. I got some water for the hydration, and this, the pony pad. You may be thinking, wow, this guy really loves My Little Pony, what a loser. But actually I don't, I just really love alliteration. Pony pad, pony pouch, pony pretzel, you know, I love that stuff. So, ha! I don't like, well, actually I do like My Little Pony a lot. I guess I have a soft spot for any show that is cute, but also has things in it that appeal towards adults, because I love the Powerpuff Girls too. Like, it's something like Teletubbies, where it's just straight up cute, it's like, eh, that's not good. But something like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Powerpuff Girls, I love that stuff. Hey Tiffy, there's a Tiffy in here. There's a Tiffy in here. If y'all wondering what a Tiffy is a cat. The cat is here, so she'll be helping today. So, gotta pull up OBS because we're gonna record my screen, this time with the audio. So, boom. We are live. Okay, so I thought it would kind of be fun and totally random, which is very much me, to change my wallpaper and have that be part of the video. Oh, I gotta close all that stuff. Ta-da! Yeah, so I was using that Sonic Adventure background until like a week or so ago, and I changed it just for this. I was like, you know what, I'll make something new. Somebody made the Powerpuff Girls intro, but with felt or something, it looks like. I don't know, I thought it was cool. So, you might have noticed in the Demon Slayer retrospective, the first video, that there were some nods to the Powerpuff Girls in there. The blue, pink, and green letters. The next day, next day, next day. That was all from Powerpuff Girls, which I love. So, man, back in the day, I was on it. I was getting Powerpuff Girls stuff, like at the store. Very smart financial decisions on Dave's part, young Dave's part. But yeah, maybe we can do a Powerpuff Girls collection video one day. Into the drum cover portion. Yep, nothing happens at the beginning because it's just singing. Tsuyoku nareru ryu o shi. Oh, I was a little late, but yeah. We're gonna start right there. So I think what we'll do is we'll watch it once, we'll talk about it, like sections. We'll watch the first section once, we'll talk about it, then we'll watch that section again after you've heard what I have to say about it. And hopefully you'll learn something or get some entertainment out of it. So Here we go. Let's watch. Okay, that's a good place to stop. Yeah, that intro, the beginning is pretty funky. It's got like a lot of upbeat kicks in it, which I'll put the music on the screen. If you don't know what the upbeats are, music, like for example, if a song's in 4/4, which most songs are, including this one, you know, the downbeats 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the downbeat quarter notes. If you were playing eighth notes, the upbeats would be the notes opposite that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you're playing 16th notes, the upbeats would be the E's and the U's. Oh gosh, this is probably it's hard to do this for people who are not drummers at all, but here's a quick lesson. Quarter notes go 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th notes go 1 E into 2 E into 3 E into 4 E into. And all those are is you just putting different amounts of notes into the same space. So quarter notes, you could think of it as 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, eighth notes, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 16th notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're putting a different number of notes into the same space. And that was upbeat 16th notes. I'll have the music on there. That was pretty funky. I like that. Little fill there at the end, and now we go into the cross stick section. And my electronic kit, I mean, it's old as dirt. Like, any of you who have actually stuck with the channel, like, since the beginning, back in 09, it's the same drum set, so I really need to upgrade. I got a hi-hat upgrade for it and everything, but yeah, let's watch the next part. Simple bass drum pattern. Thought it'd be cool to throw a snare in right there at the end of that phrase. Make the bass drum pattern more complicated for the second part of that phrase. And then a fill that's based on a flam accent. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you can see me tapping my fingers on the snare drum. It actually came through in the recording. So when drummers are doing a cross stick, I'd always wanted to do this. Like, you do a cross stick, and then you can get ghost notes with your fingers, so. Like that. I don't know. I always wanted to do that and practice around with it, so I kind of developed that technique just for this video. What I was saying about the electronic kit is that it is not triggering so well, because when I do the cross stick, sometimes you hear the snare gets triggered too, which is not good. So I don't know. I thought about going back and redoing it, but all this stuff takes so long to make already. If I'm going back and like nitpicking and all that stuff and being super perfectionist Dave, which I am most of the time, I won't be able to put out as much content. So I'm probably just gonna leave it be. But yeah, cross stick on the snare, it makes a nice little sound. Got the ghost notes with my fingers. I thought that was a lot of fun. Put that one snare accent in there at the end of that phrase just to be cool. With a hi-hat opening. And then we have a fill based on the flam accent at the end. So the non-drummers here, if you don't know what a flam accent is, well, here, let's play some notes. Let's just go. Those are notes. Now let's play soft notes and loud notes, and let's accent every third. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you flam the accented notes, you get a flam accent. And we did talk about flams in the Friday Night Funkin' retrospective video. Flam, this is a normal note. This is a flam. It's a note with a little grace note right before, just a teensy weensy one. And that's it. Flam accent, flam left, right, flam right, left. I altered it though, so you only flam the rights, and then the lefts, we put those on the hi-hat with a kick drum. I love it. That's so cool. And I moved the left hand between the hi-hat and first tom, so it makes the pattern that flam accents do, like on one hand. Yeah. I love that rhythm. It's just so cool. And splitting up the flam accent really accentuates that rhythm that's happening in your separate hands. And it's so cool. And playing flams across multiple drums, like a flam, moving that grace note to another surface is so hip. I don't know, it's just really cool. That's already hip, and then we got the flam accent rhythm on the first tom on top of that with some hi-hat pushes with the, oh, it's a TV. I love that fill. So, got the music on the screen. Let's watch that part again, now that we've talked about everything in it. Oh yeah, right here, I like this. This is the pre-chorus, I think. I couldn't put the actual song in here because unlike Friday Night Funkin', where they don't copyright strike any of their music, Demon Slayer, whoever made the anime, I actually don't know that much about it. The development team, at least. None of that stuff. I've seen the first season of Demon Slayer. It was good. Not my absolute diehard favorite. That's not why I did this. I did this because my students love this show. And it's not a bad show. I'm not saying it's a bad show, but anyway, can't put the song in here because we'll get copyright stricken. So this is the pre-chorus. It drops down and then there's going to be a build. Let's watch that. Yeah, so it's got a blah, blah, some quarter notes. That's kind of a build in and of itself, but then it has a literal build where the drums get louder as eighth notes. Da, 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 and then it cuts out again, and then boom, we are at the chorus. Okay, so that's halfway through the chorus. The hardest thing about the chorus was I was playing the crash, playing eighth notes on the crash, but keeping the upbeats on the hi-hat foot. So all the ands, just to make it a little bit more rhythmic. That was the hardest part. Like the simplest looking thing is the hardest part. Another thing that's in there, you got a fill where you're playing. See, I don't even know my own drum part. What did I play? It's like, basically, your right hand's playing notes and your foot is playing the spots in between. That single stroke roll between the hands and feet kind of thing. Very much like the opening fill to Smells Like Teen Spirit. That kind of thing. And that shows up a lot in this song. We'll call that the Smells Like Teen Spirit fill. Kind of. That's in there a lot. So let's see, did I miss something? Let's go back. Here we go, chorus. Yep, I don't think we missed anything. That's it. There's a spot in that phrase where you can throw in a little juicy Dave nugget of playing kind of thing. Like, there's a spot in that phrase where it's like a lot of times in music, ad-libbing and like little embellishments will happen at the end of a phrase, and that's like the middle of a phrase, and in that middle of the phrase I add an extra snare that time. Next time that same spot comes around, I'll add 2 notes into that spot, and then the last time I'll add 4. I'll show you. That last time was 1. Next time I think it'll be 2. Let's just watch. So still in the chorus. There's that extra note. Stop. This is the turnaround, I guess. That's the best fill in the whole song. I love that. I think some of the best fills are fills that use multiple subdivisions, and that one's, I don't know. Like, again, I just play the drums. Like, I'm just playing the drums. I'm not really thinking about that when I'm playing, but got the music on screen that I go from the mid tom down to the snare drum and then playing the snare drum and high tom like that. Let's see. It's hard to do like not on a real drum set. It's a very Neil Peart thing to do. I studied Neil Peart's drumming a lot. We talked about this, subdivisions. I was wanting to do a drum cover of that song, but it's hard. Doing all this stuff is a lot of work. So hopefully one day we will. But I studied Neil Peart's drumming a lot, and he did that a lot. I kind of put my own spin on it because there's a ghost note in the fill. I think Neil Peart would always play everything all one volume. I put one little ghost note in there just to give it a Dave flair. And it's a fun fill. I love that fill. And I think everything else was good. That was the turnaround after the chorus. So now we're at that bridge part. And everything comes down here. So I wanted to do a little tom groove for that part, like soft, keep it nice and low. Let's watch that. Here it is. One accent in there. And then that fill is very reminiscent of the flam accent fill. So the one at the beginning, that kind of thing. It's kind of doing that same thing, but without flams. And then that next one goes on the hi-hat. I guess the drummers who are watching will be able to look at the sheet music and figure that out, but a lot of fun to play. I really love that. And yeah, I like to make themes in the song, and I felt like that fill is very reminiscent of the flam accent fill, so I put that in the next spot where it's like that. This tom groove, there's a linear aspect to it. So linear drumming is when no 2 notes are struck at the same time. So you don't hit 2 drums at the same time. You don't hit both hands at the same time, or right hand and right foot at the same time. It's all separate. This, I mean, it's not all linear, but it has a linear concept in it. And I'm moving that around the toms and changing it up a little bit. It's a 2-bar phrase, I think. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. The music will be on the screen. Hopefully anybody who wants to learn that can. into the next bridge, whatever this is. I guess bridge 2. I don't need you. Yeah, that's this part. This is kind of a halftime groove. I mean, not strictly speaking, it's not a halftime groove. Halftime grooves, the backbeat is on 3. So, yeah, again, just like I said in the Friday Night Funkin' video, most of the time the backbeat, the loud snare hit, is on 2 and 4. But in a halftime groove, it's on 3. And it's not on 3 here, it's just on 4. So basically but there's still only 1 snare hit per measure as opposed to 2. So it feels like a slower groove. It's a way to make the music feel like it's slowed down without actually slowing down. So we're just doing a loud accent on 4 here. And it's a fun groove. I really like it. I'll try and put that up on the screen too. And we talked about it, so let's watch it. And that part there, that boom, boom, da, boom, boom, da, boom, blah, 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 da, 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 da. I mirror the vocal rhythm at the beginning. Da, 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 da. I forget what she's saying. But yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a black, a black, a black. And that's very Neil Peart too, starting a fill with a hair toe like that and going down the drums. The hardest part about that for me is I start the hair toe with the left hand, because hair toe is a rhythm that is in 3, and because it's an odd number, if you whatever hand you start with, you'll end up on the other hand after. So I start on the snare. So you start that with the left, which is tricky, and then the right hand is leading, going down the kit, so it's easier to move. It's hard if you struggle starting things with your left hand, but I thought it'd be really cool to put it in there. It sounds nice. Let's watch it one more time. Love that cymbal ping right there. And now we must be back into a chorus. This is the same groove, upbeat. See, that's that spot I was talking about, where there was an opportunity to fill in a little bit. That time there were 2 snare drums in that spot. Starting over. Two right there. That's a very me fill. That's just a fill that I started playing years ago. And I kept playing it and kept playing it. It's in 5, but it's really hard to tell that it's in 5, like it's 5 notes long, because it's just a 1 measure fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's just 1 measure. So if you stretch that rhythm out and keep playing it, it's 5. But I mean, it is a group of 5 just once, but it feels like 1 contained measure. Yeah, that's very me. I'll put that on the screen in case anybody wants to learn it. Let's watch that again. I think I just wanted something that wasn't a straight up roll, because that spot in the song, it's always a straight up roll or something, like just a build. I wanted something not like that. It's like, I want something syncopated, really syncopated. So that's why I put that in there. And still at the chorus, upbeat hi-hats, very difficult to play. Still 2 snares in that spot. That's it. Lots of stops in here. Now this is the, what? I don't know, is this another bridge or something? This is when it's just singing, no drums. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Went too far, let's go back. And do a little tom groove here. Not too loud, just Still soft. Then we get a big build again. Yeah, so that tom groove, it's a very simple sticking that's 8 notes long, and if you know music, you know 8 notes is very common, like a very common thing to play, because, you know, it fits into 4/4 really well. Right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left. All right. And the only thing I would do to change that would be I'd accent that last left sometimes. I'd accent it on the snare and then I'd put it on the hi-hat, I believe. Like that. So original pattern, like that, and then the altered pattern has that loud left at the end. Yeah. It's hard to actually play at this angle, but this is super informal, doesn't have to be perfect. We're just hanging out, having a good time, talking about the drum cover. Probably going off on tangents together, but that's what we want. This is relaxed time with Dave. So now we're gonna have a huge build. Just straight quarter notes. The drums aren't increasing in volume, but it's in building intensity. And then there'll be a build up, and they'll stop. Let's check it out. Oh, it stopped again, and what's happening? Oh, we're going back to the chorus, but oh, we're in halftime now. Sweet. Is that what I said? Sweet. Yeah, so we are in that's another chorus, but the drums are playing halftime. Remember earlier when I mentioned halftime? This is pure halftime now because the backbeat is on 3. So if you see a measure of music, usually the backbeat, the snare's on 2 and 4. This time it's just on 3. So there's one snare note per measure. So it feels like the drums got slow, like they're half as fast, but not really, because you're not playing any slower, you're just changing the amount of backbeats in the groove. You're changing the amount of snare hits. But yeah, let's watch that, because this is like probably the best part of the song. I don't know. Building. What's going on? We're going for halftime. Very neat fill right there. Smells like Teen Spirit. And then a fill after that. Smells like Teen Spirit, like the singles between the hands and the foot. And then I just do a roll down the toms. Originally that was all 16th note triplet. But it was too much. So I started with, so the fill, if you just play it on one drum, it goes like this. It goes like that. So if you're not understanding that, basically we play a sextuplet, which is 6 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we play groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, trash. Yeah. At first I kept it all 1 speed. Like that, like all intense, because I wanted to do that, but it's overplaying, to be honest. And I mean, this is a drum cover, so I overplay some, for sure, but I felt like that fill was a little bit more appropriate and worked, and that's very Neil Peart too. So there's lots of Neil Peart nods in this drum cover, but because Neil Peart would start with flams a lot for his fills, so instead of, not flams, hertas or sextuplets, so instead of just playing, he put a little faster chunk at the beginning, like that. Halftime, very me fill. Put that up on the screen, maybe. Thank you. Now we're back into the chorus. This is a normal chorus, no halftime. It's just normal chorus. 4 notes that time. That was it. So that's that same spot where there's an opportunity to throw in some embellishment. And I did 4 notes that time. So it's subtly building intensity throughout the song. The first time it was 1 time. The second time it was 2. The first time it was 1 note. Second time it was 2 notes. Third time it was 4 notes. So it's gradually getting more intense. And normally right there at the chorus you would die down, but they kick it back up and they keep going. And that's the fill I came up with to play there. I can't remember what the original fill was, but I'll put that on screen. Let's watch that again. Four notes that time. Now we're going into this part. Playing the ride cymbal. Couldn't resist changing it up right there. And then a stop. Yeah, I'm playing the ride bell. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's kind of like an accent pattern. But you're getting 2 different sounds from 1 instrument. So you're hitting, let's just say this is the bell, and you're hitting the bell of the cymbal, and you're hitting the middle part of the cymbal. So you're getting 2 different sounds out of 1 instrument. That's like a big thing for drummers. Like, not always. Sometimes you want just 1 sound out of 1 instrument, but being able to get multiple sounds out of 1 instrument is like a big thing. That's like your dynamics and stuff. So let's watch that again. Right here. That's a phrase I love to play. It's groupings of 10, but it's probably better to think of it as 6 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that causes it to cross the bar line a little bit. I don't do it long enough to really cross the bar line there, but it's funky and it's right in there. I like it. That could be there could be an argument could be made that that's overplaying a little bit, but this is a drum cover, okay? So we are taking some liberties. So yeah, and then it's got that stop again, and then I think we're doing the intro part again. Stop. Yep, funky groove with the upbeat kick. Throwing some triplets there. Boom. And that first fill is very classic. Blah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Blah, triplet, boom. Blah, snare, high tom, floor tom, kick. Blah, do. So the tone is going down. But the next time I go blah, da, and I swap the hands. So instead of snare, high tom, floor tom, it goes snare, left, right, high tom, low tom, snare. Basically, I play that fill, the classic fill that everybody does, and then I reverse the tom melody by swapping the hands the second time, which is not easy. That's hard to do. Like, doing anything left-hand lead is not easy, but I think it made the song a little more interesting. It's like, oh, he didn't just do the same thing twice, he changed it up. So let's watch that again. And then a crash, and then some nervous energy or awkwardness, thumbs up with funny smile. And that's it. So I hope you got something out of that. I hope the drummers learned something. I hope the non-drummers also learned something. And I hope the people who don't care about drums at all were simply entertained. If there is an audience for this series, I will keep this going. So again, nothing was scripted. I did make a small outline, but you saw how often I used it. I didn't use it hardly at all. So very, very tangential in nature, this series is. So it's not super focused, but hey, we're hanging out, having a good time, doing some drum stuff. That's it. Yeah. So Not everything has to be scripted all the time. This is your David in the Raw, remember? Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.